Alright, on this other supplemental edition of Cruise Control, just wanted to show you a little bit of the backyard. So, this 85 right here is an actual police package car, but I don't think it ever was a marked unit. It has the 140 mile an hour speedometer, 351 Windsor, HD frame, but previous owner said, the previous owner said it was a Virginia Bureau of Investigations car or something like that. And I wanted it because it's the same color as my first car. It's the same year. Mine was a civilian version, so it had the half vinyl top, pretty much like that car there does, and it had the rocker molding and the hood ornament, and this one does not. I just got done putting the Chrysler M-body wheels on it, and I think it looks pretty good. I needed the actual Ford police wheels to put on my 82. And also, since that one is a flat, I needed this wheel, so I'm going to put that on the 82 where the flat is for a spare. But the main reason why I wanted to show you guys the backyard is, well, somebody's been bugging me about this, Tony. He's been bugging me about what's going on with this car. And then also, since the kids and I watched the Furiosa movie yesterday, and I did see they had a 77 to 79 Mercury Cougar, but it was a coupe, and it was an XR7. I could tell it was an XR7 because the XR7s, even so, like the XR7s, they have a taillight that just kind of like wraps around here and then kind of comes in there, and then the trunk lid comes down and around and all the way to the ground. And it does also have like a little hump. It's kind of like a fake spare tire hump. And while the movie car didn't have a deck lid on it, I can still see that instead of having the big long taillights like a base Cougar would, it just had the short taillight housings. So I could deduce it was a XR7. And even though that's a coupe and mine is a sedan, I kind of like the way it looked on the screen. They had knocked all the windows out. They had taken out all the headlights and taillights, turn signal lenses, but they left all the chrome in. They left all the XR7 belt molding, and they took the hood off and the deck lid off, but it still had like steel 15-inch wheels. I think it still had one of its original polycast 15s on it. It was just like they just stripped the car and just kind of like, they didn't jack up the back end or put any big ass tires on it. They just needed something to roll so they can squish with the gate and CGI. I think it was all CGI. And if it wasn't, they just basically just cut the car kind of in half so it'd fold up like it's supposed to. Because when the gate fell on it and they were driving the vehicles over it, you could tell like it was cut in half, like the back end was separated from the front. But I don't know, like the one thing I didn't want to do is paint this thing all flat black, because that's like a common post-apocalyptic trope. I mean, pretty much every Mad Max knockoff movie from the 80s, those spaghetti warrior films, they always had some like 71 LTD or a 70 Torino sedan, and it was always primer black, and then they like cut some goofy shit in the hood or the roof just because, and that's Mad Max car, you know. This thing, I didn't want to do that because of that, and also because the paint is so damn shiny. And, you know, it's all dirty and stuff right now, but in the sunlight, when it's clean, there's actually rainbow metallic flake inside of it, in the paint. So somewhere along the line, this thing got repainted, and it looks pretty fabulous. Like, this is the original paint. It's kind of like a darker red. This is what the interior looks like. It's moldy because the windshield leaks. The driver's side floor is completely gone, and which sucks even worse because the cats that are still on there are all holy, so it's like you're driving a hot plate. So I got a stop sign, some metal duct tape, a couple layers of floor mats. The interior is all still there. The headliner's fucked, but it's all there. I just got to put the rear view mirror back on, clean it up a little bit, and I can guarantee you, I could put a battery and gas in this thing, and she'll fucking fire, and she'll drive to the ends of the earth. And you can see that the front end is just very, like, it's iconic, really. I mean, all you had to do is see the front end of that car in that film, and you're like, yeah, I know what kind of car that is. And I don't remember if they actually had the hood ornament, but that is fucking cool. Like, just that alone. So anyways, let's open the hood. Yeah. So, this is a 351 modified. And the one real way to tell, because they put 351M/400 on the sticker. But this one, let me see if I can clean it off, says $351M/400 5.8 351 CID. So this one actually is legit a 351 Windsor car. Get rid of all this crap. The one problem this car has, it does run hot. I'll hook that back up for no reason. And another weird thing about this car, I think it was a Milwaukee car its whole life, and no air conditioning. It's a factory non-AC car, so it's missing a couple of the dash vents. It has on each side it has a lever you can pull, and sucks in some outside air. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much bone stock. Rebuilt the carburetor once. It's really easy to do. The fuel filter and the accelerator pump are right there, ready to go. I mean, I'll probably have to hit it with some PB Blaster or something and get it to run right. But this car, it may not look like much, but it is probably my most reliable car I've ever owned. It's never left me stranded. Except once. Actually, yeah, once. When Quentin had to come pick me up. I took it to Wasteland back in 2017. I had it themed like a taxi. That's why you see the checker duct tape on the side, but I don't know if I want to continue with that or go with like a movie kind of thing, you know, paint it all black. I'm going to keep the headlights and stuff in the glass because I need that, but I don't know. Probably never going to get rid of it. The frame on the back, not on this side, but on the other side, from the rear hump to the back bumper is completely cheese. So everything else is solid on the thing, except for that. And that's enough for it's just a parts car. I mean, it would be a parts car if there was anything savable on it. The hood is shot, the fenders are shot, the doors are rusted through. I mean, maybe the trunk lid and the taillights and trim and headlights and stuff, but I mean, those taillights, nobody really wants those because those are just base Cougar taillights, and it's very, very hard to come across somebody trying to restore a base one. Usually they're looking to do the XR7s because they're the most popular car built for Cougar trim. So this is 79. It's titled as a 78 Ford. So, you know, that's our little secret. And for the 79 model year, the sedans alone, the base sedans, they only made like 5,500 of these things. So the survivability rate of these things is abysmal. You'll see a few floating around every now and then. You see more of the LTD2s, which are the exact same car, just with a different header panel and a hood. But finding doors for these things is pretty tough. So 5,500 out of 176,000, and the majority of those were XR7s, and there was a small number of base coupe sedans, not base coupes that were made as well, and those outweighed the sedans by a long shot. So I don't know, maybe I'll fish this thing out, get it legal and registered, and put the old aggressive meats back on it. I wanted to pick up the front end. Like, the front springs are real saggy. I put Moog cargo coils in the back, and it picked the back end up. You can see the gap in the fender there. But I've never changed a set of front springs before. So I know that you could severely injure yourself if one of those things lets loose. And that's not on my list of things to do. So I would like to know what the best procedure is for getting those front springs out and putting in some taller springs. I think I'm going to go to Moog again, and I'm going to ask for cargo coils or some stiff, tall coils from like a 73 Torino with a 429 station wagon. That's the heaviest front end, that require the biggest springs for this platform. I don't know if I can take like springs out of a full size and put them in here, because then in that case I would ask for like a 77 Lincoln Town Car with the 460 front springs from that. If those will fit, then that's what I'd like to do. Just taller springs. Make the thing sit up real high. That way when I put the 29s back on it, actually I think I still have those tires and wheels sitting around. Yeah, there they are. They are 30 by 950 R15 LTs. And these were off of the front of a Jeep Wrangler. And they've been to Wasteland and back. So that would be from Chicago to the Mojave and back. They've been to Indianapolis and back. And they've been to Milwaukee and back. And I want to do a set of those all around, because I have a couple more of these things. These are the rears. These have been through a couple of demolition derbies. Greg Glander actually had these on the back of his 93 Caprice. So I was thinking about mounting these on the back, mounting those on the front, or if I can find a new set of these. I think I have two more actually in good condition. So maybe make those spares, like mount one to the back panel, because like that has a 4.5 bolt pattern, like these. So I was thinking of taking the spare tire carrier from like a CRV and just like drilling it into the back panel, and the bolt pattern will be the same. So you'll have like the spare tire mount. I had this goofy like trailer hitch thing mounted, made up and mounted, but the flange is so close to the hitch itself, all the tires are kind of like cocked like this. And also the hitch itself was just ratchet strapped on, because there's nowhere really to mount the hitch to. Everything's rusted out on that car, not this one. I'm just using this because I'm sitting on the next car I'm going to show you. And actually, let's move on. So this is a 1971 Oldsmobile Delta 88 Custom. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the factory color for the lower. That was put on sometime afterwards, this flat black, which really annoys me. I really don't like this. So I'm going to probably clean this thing off and then primer it all and then try to find a matching color. And that top, it looks like it's the factory color, but it's metal. So I think this was once a vinyl top car, and somewhere along the line when they did that, they also repainted the top, and you can see it's flaking off. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Maybe fill that in, because it's leaking somewhere in here. It's been ages since I've opened this thing up, and yeah, the mold has gotten to it. Oh boy. This interior, I feel really stupid for doing this, but this interior I had bought from Eric Bonatti. He was parting out a mint condition 75 Delta 88. And, you know, I did the carpet, floor mats, the lower door cards, because the fronts wouldn't really fit very well. And I did kind of like, I was like, you know what, if the outside is going to be triple tone, the inside will be triple tone. Did all that, and I got all the seat belts out of his car, but the problem is on the 75s, the seat belts, that has an automatic retentioner thing, and they're mounted like over the back seats, while these have the shoulder belts that clip into the rails right there. And on top of that, the lap belts, I had to cut the shoulder belts off, you know. So now it has this full set of lap belts in front, but I really want to have shoulder belts. So I got the shoulder belts. I got the passenger side of this assembly. I just need to find the driver's side. I hope that all that shit comes back out. I'll go ahead and sit in this fucker. Ugh. I have a radio and the whole panel, actually. The headliner is something I'm probably never going to do. I do have a dome light for it with map lights. But yeah, I shouldn't have let this thing sit here so long. It'll be a lot of cleaning out to do, but I think, you know, as soon as I get all these projects and shit out of the way, so like that white car is already sold. It's just the guy, he has the title. I have his money. He just hasn't come pick it up yet, and it's just kind of in the way. So I got to get this thing out of the way. It has no brakes. It probably will run, but the problem is it only runs if the key is stuck in the start position. So I'm thinking it's the ignition switch. So I'm thinking about just pushing that right here and then towing this thing out onto the pavement. Then I can work on it. It will run. It drove back here. It had a little bit of a miss. The brakes, one of the reservoirs is dry, and I filled it up, and it needs to be bled, so they're super soft. That's really the only two big things keeping this thing off the road, besides that it's ugly, is really only the brakes. I mean, I could drive with a misfire for a while, and I'm pretty sure it probably just needs a set of plugs and coils. Not coils, but plugs and wires. That's what I meant. So, yeah, just wanted to show a little bit of this. And also, I haven't been back here in a while. So, like, there's the shoulder belt things. There's more shoulder belt shit. There's a couple radio assemblies. There's clock. Cigar lighter. and dome light I'm going to put on. So, yeah. Another cool thing I love about the 71s over the 72s is that they have these awesome fender louvers. So, and another thing I want to show you on this car is you can't really see them, but there's like I don't know what those are. They almost look like snowplow mounts, but I think it's for like towing behind an RV or something. And that one fender was replaced at one point. You can see the factory powder blue. So this car's had a lot of backyard redneck body work done to it. But I mean, it's just like a shine running car. It's a whiskey car, you know. It's not going to be perfect. I actually thought about shooting this one in flat black, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. And it's got the 455 under it. It has air conditioning, but the compressor's gone. So I'm probably not going to put it back. And just kind of like, you know, just make it a cruiser. It's a little fun fuck around car. It's got the 2-barrel carb, so I want to convert it to 4. And if it doesn't have posi on it, I want to find a posi rear end for it. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, I've kind of rambled on for long enough. And all you guys wondering about the Chicago Cutlass, I swear I still have it. It's not just a made-up story. It's sitting at the shop. It's not a priority because the guy's like, yeah, we're super swamped and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, my car's not like a working stiff car, like a car that somebody needs to get to work and back. This is just the Cutlass is just like a fuck around, hey, look at me, I'm on the internet type of thing. So I wasn't like really pushing hard for him to do it. But I would like to have it done so I can, you know, drive it. I mean, it smokes so bad that you know, if you were stupid enough to drive it around, you'd get pulled over pretty fast. Or you die from asphyxiation. All right. That's enough meandering. I'll keep you guys posted, and you'll probably know just as fast as I do when I get that Cutlass back, and I'll keep you guys posted on these two things. Like this one is probably gonna stay for a little while. I'm in no rush, unless they like. So like with the first, with Fury Road, you know, they had like with this one, they had you know, people get into costume and go there for the opening nights and stuff like that. And I thought about doing that, but I'm like, nah, just take the kids and whatever, and just kind of do it low key. And even still, like when we went to the theater, there was like us 3 and like 4 other people in the theater itself. And I would say if you're gonna go see it, avoid Gurney Mills. Gurney Mills, Illinois, the Marcus Theater. I haven't said anything, but man, the audio was atrocious. I could barely hear any of the dialogue, and maybe because we were sitting right in front of one of the rear speakers. But still, it's like, you know, we always sit in the back row by a speaker, and I've never had that problem. Like this one, I just could. It sounded like they were talking to me through 2 tin cans and a string. So if you're gonna go see the movie, fucking avoid Gurney Mills Marcus Theater. There's a lot of shit I just didn't understand. I had to ask my kids, what the hell did they just say? And they're like, I don't know, you know? So, but anyways, but when they released the Mad Max game, so I'm so sad that I missed this. What Uber did was, for Seattle, they had a bunch of Wastelanders with themed vehicles register and sign up with Uber, and then if you were in Seattle and you open up the Uber app, it would ask you, do you want to enter the wasteland? And if you press yes and you hailed a car, you would get picked up in a themed vehicle, whether it was a VW Beetle with a 50 cal mounted to it, or like Bill Brown's Mad Max Interceptor, like legit Australian 73 Falcon. I actually had to ride in that thing to go pick up the wagon. It's so weird sitting in what you would assume is the driver's seat as an American, and it's really the passenger seat. And it's just this loud noise machine just of fun and goodness. And everybody's looking at you. It's so cool. Or you might get picked up in, there was a guy with the 69 Charger or a 70 Charger Superbird. Not Superbird. The Daytona. Yeah, it was a Charger Daytona with the nose cone and the wing and stuff. And he had taken off the hood and the fenders and the nose cone and the doors. And it looks legit like a Mad Max car, but like all that stuff's reversible. So all you purists like, oh my God, he fucked up a $100,000 car. And he's like, no, you can just put it all back. But it actually kind of looks cool that way. And I missed the opportunity of that because that would have been perfect for me. I'm an Uber driver by trade, and I have a themed vehicle. I just wasn't aware it was happening until it was too late, and that would have been so cool. And if they do a sequel to the game, I want to have this thing ready. So when they look for people, I'm gonna be there. I'll be there like white on rice. So yeah, but definitely that thing is probably gonna come out. I'll get to started on cleaning up the interior, putting it back together, and then worry about the brakes and how it runs, then worry about the paint. And I'll probably just leave it in primer because, like, the quarters are all shot to shit on it. I'm not going to go and restore it to mint condition. I want it to be like a car that, looks good, but also, like, it doesn't look perfect. And it's something I don't have to worry about, Like, if I dent a fender, oh no. Whoa, big deal. So, all right, guys, that's enough of me rambling. Keep it shiny side up. Keep it under 100.